A huge thank you to our channel member, Benny. Yes, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Flight Sim Saturday streams here on the Departure Lounge YouTube channel. I hope you're well. Hope you're very well on this Saturday morning. We are live from a virtual Berlin Brandenburg airport. As you can see, it is very, very busy this morning. We are in drone mode at the moment. I was trying to sort out the camera so that we can get some screenshots and stuff for Volanta when it is needed. We are flying today from Berlin down to Barcelona on flight Air Berlin 8722, which of course was the flight number that they used when Air Berlin were in service. Weather this morning in Berlin is overcast. There is broken cloud at 1,000 feet and goes overcast at 3,600 feet. 4 knots of wind, so not too much in terms of the takeoff. But other than that, it should be a decent flight down to Barcelona. We're looking at a couple of hours. In Barcelona, there's just a few clouds around. 9 knots of wind to play with as well when we land there. So we'll be taking off this morning on, trying to get this right now, I think it's 2-5 left, I think, this morning. And we'll also be landing at Barcelona on 2-4 right, I believe. So that is that's the plan. That's the plan for today. We've had the update on the computer, so we've upped the RAM. So hopefully it should last. And I've been mucking about with it for about a week or so, and it has produced some good results. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it should do all right when it comes to the streaming side of things. Just bear with me. Once we get up to cruise, which I may have to change because for some reason it always stays at 23,000 feet, which is no good. So I'll up that to 34 today. That's what we'll be cruising at. And then we'll have a chat because I've got a few things I need to get off my chest. So, Max Jet TV Live's in the stream. Hello to you. Anyone that is watching, do drop us a message in the chat as I go into full screen mode now. And I'll tell you what I will do. Just bear with me, because what I would want to do is, if I grab this screenshot already, see if I can do this. Hang on. There we go. Okay, first screenshot done. Okay, let us jump into the cockpit. Get that out of the way for the minute. Jump back into the cockpit. So with this particular model, we are flying the LatinVFR A319. Virtually the same as like the A320neo. It's a very, very easy setup, so I won't need to go through any checklists. I've put the batteries on already, so we could try and connect the jetway. However, it wasn't quite lined up properly, so I've now disconnected it, so it's fine. So we need to go through the routine procedures on basically trying to start this. That's interesting. How bizarre. Right, so external power on. It's a very easy sort of quick step process. We'll go for master and APU. We'll switch nav and beacon on. Whilst the APU is firing up, have a look at comments. MaxJet TV Live just currently taking delivery of Wizz Air Boeing 787-10 from Painfield to Gatwick. Should be arriving in 60 minutes, coming up towards Northern Ireland. Very nice. Very, very nice. And of course, like I said, if you are watching, do come and say hello. We've got some wonderful updates coming up in regards to tomorrow's show as well, which should be an interesting one. Right, APU bleed on. Fuel pumps are going on as well. and that already signals we are good for pushback. Flight director will go on as well. If we take the route back, we should hopefully, yeah, so we've got a decent run, that should be fine. So autopilot is, the ATC has given us today climb out 14,000 feet. We'll be changing the vertical speed, but we won't be touching the speed until we start descending. We're going to leave it on selected, which means that the plane will basically choose the speed for itself. And you don't really have to do much apart from turn on the auto throttle, which is automatically done when you take off at Toga. So you'll see that in play very, very shortly. So let's go ahead and request pushback.
Berlin ground Air Berlin 8722 requesting pushback.
Always important for pushback.
8722 pushback request accepted.
To turn the parking brake off. Otherwise you start pushing back rather slowly, and that's no good for anybody. So like I said, once we get to cruise, which I'm going to probably put at about 34,000 feet, I have a few things that I need to get off my chest. I'm going to have a little bit of a real talk as well. We've got a few aircraft to the right of us as well. Pushback tug should now be connecting. And pushback is underway. So with pushback underway, we can now fire up the engines. The CFM engines. Which you'll hear, well, you'll start to hear booming shortly as they power up.
Berlin ground Air Berlin 8722 requesting the end of pushback. Air Berlin 8722 request to end pushback received.
There's the boom. You can just hear the whine. And now we'll go for engine number 1 as well. We should get taxi clearance shortly. And then we can do our after startup procedures and then start taxiing out at Berlin.
Berlin ground Air Berlin 8722 with Quebec ready to taxi IFR. Air Berlin 8722 taxi to and hold short of runway 25 left via taxiway Victor 2 Charlie Bravo Mike 8. Contact tower on 120.0 tree when ready.
I did think it was 25 left.
Taxiing hold short runway 25 left via taxiway Victor 2 Charlie Bravo Mike 8 Air Berlin 8722.
Alright, so skies are starting to clear up here at Berlin, which should be interesting. But we've got taxi clearance, engines are at full power, so now what we can do is we turn the bleed and the master off. We'll get the lights ready, put the taxi lights on, and we can turn the engine mode to normal. Quick look outside. We get the not that one. I turned it off for some reason, and now all of a sudden, like, it won't come back on. Like, automatically, it's a taxi ribbon. Alright, so we are taxiing to... Okay, so we need to turn to the right hand side. Okay, so we're not going to stick the flaps up, just stick the flaps down just yet. We're going to get underway for taxi first. Put a little bit of power in those engines. Start the turn. This is purely just to see. I'm also doing this with the Berlin scenery as well, so I'm also testing the scenery out to see how much of an impact it would have on the PC. So far, it's holding up well. PC is running at not, it's not, sounding like it's about to blow up. So it's doing all right. You can see now in front of us, you've got a massive dark cloud in front. So we should get out of Berlin before that even takes place. Looks like it's got a lot of rain with it.
Berlin ground, Alpine Tree 9er, Alpha Romeo, requesting pushback. Alpine Tree 9er, Alpha Romeo, pushback request accepted.
Okay, so we're going to go for flaps 1 takeoff today as well. I think the plane is quite light. But yeah, get your comments in, get your chats in. Become a member as well. That will also be mentioned at some point when we sort of get into flight. We were talking about obviously the membership side of things and what happened last week, and of course what that means for this week's Sunday show, which I still haven't scheduled yet, but trust me, that's going up. Thank God your PC upgraded. Yeah, it's just upgrading the RAM, just to allow it to kind of process things a little bit quicker.
Berlin ground, Alpine Tree 9er, Alpha Romeo, requesting the end of pushback. Alpine Tree 9er, Alpha Romeo, request to end pushback received.
Okay, with a shortcut on our joystick, we can set the flaps to flaps 1. And you can see I've done that. Little stuttering, that's not an issue. It's a lot better than what it has been, so that's fine. At the other end of Barcelona, there's no scenery, so we should be alright for that, at least. Shiv Timberstorm, can I just say a big thank you for the great streams so far? You can say thank you, and I will dish you a you're welcome back to you. So taxi lights are on. When we get to when we get to the runway and get our takeoff clearance, we'll switch the landing lights off, turn them off at 10,000 feet, and you'll see, as I mentioned, this one here I will not be touching at all. You can see it's there. There's a dot next to it. Same with the heading as well. That is the plane's computer selecting the speeds for us according to our flight plan. And like I say, auto throttle will automatically kick in because of that once we go full toga. So all we got to do is get the plane off the ground and the plane will fly itself. Okay, so it looks like it wants to clear up at Berlin. Live weather is on. We always have live weather on. We enjoy the challenges and the scenery it provides. But we're about to hit the holding point. Cat's meowing at the right time. It's normally around this time she starts meowing. Come on in. Right. So we'll slow the speed down. Here we go.
Berlin 8722 at runway 25 left, ready for departure IFR to Barcelona.
Berlin 8722, altimeter 29.50 with 265 and 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 left.
Clearance is done.
Cleared for takeoff runway 25
Just while we
left,
taxi there, just hang on a sec.
722.
Right, so we're good to go. Let's get onto the runway. Might be a little bit of stutter on the takeoff, but it'll only be a little bit. Because that rain is coming in Berlin. Okay. So we're going to fly directly into that cloud, which would be pretty good. So what happened is, on full takeoff, you'll hear the autopilot, so the auto throttle kick in on full toga, and the plane will basically control itself. We are going into this cloud. So we've got the clearance, we've pretty much got everything sorted, all the lights are on. Let's get ourselves into the sky and over to Barcelona. Here we go. I'm going to shush as we listen to the takeoff. There's 80 knots. There's your V1 coming up. And a rotate off the ground. Positive climb. Gear going up. You can see the auto throttle's on already. So very quickly we're going to change this. Get that vertical speed in. Stick the autopilot on. Bring the throttle down so the autopilot, the auto throttle works. And now the plane is flying by itself.
Center Air Berlin 8722 is at 2,100 feet, climbing 14,000 feet.
And we'll bring the flaps up as well, so the plane can get some speed.
Air Berlin 8722 traffic is 6 o'clock, 4 miles and 200 feet inland. Report them in sight.
And we're in the rain.
KLM 182
I call that good timing. Let's go to showcase. Drone mode, as they call it.
722 traffic in sight.
So there we go. So, just going to wait for the right time and grab a screenshot. There's the turn. In fact, that's stunning. That is stunning. Right, we got what we wanted. Back to the cockpit. So we are still climbing to 14,000 feet. So we've passed 10,000, so the landing lights can now come off. And we are pretty much set for the flight to Barcelona.
Climb and maintain flight level 190
There you go.
Montreal Whiskey Delta climb and maintain flight level 270.
How about that then? So better performance, I think. Let's get the screenshots on Volanta.
Flight level 260 Alpine Tree Niner Alpha Romeo.
Screenshots are now on Volanta. So,
Alpine Tree Niner Alpha Romeo climb and maintain flight level 370.
okay, I've just noticed the overlays decided to shut itself down. So hang on a sec. Let me just bring that back up on screen.
Flight level 270 Montreal Whiskey
Where are we at?
Montreal Whiskey Delta climb and maintain flight level 350.
There we go.
Climb and maintain flight level 370.
All right.
Alpha Romeo.
So we're just waiting for clearance to climb a little bit more. Before we do that, I'm just going to see what they've got us at.
Climb and maintain flight level 350 Montreal Whiskey Delta.
Berlin Center Air Berlin
Ah.
722.
Alright. So we want to basically come down. Just like the stream for you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Max. Much appreciated.
Flight level 380.
I am doing alright. Hope you're well.
Climb and maintain 14,000 feet.
Yeah, we don't want 38,000. We want 34. Altitude decrease 4,000.
Berlin Center Air
There we
Berlin
go.
8722. Request
All right,
flight
lovely
level
job.
3.
Air Berlin 8722 climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Expected flight level 340.
So I'm wondering.
1823. Contact
11:39.
126.425. Good day.
Okay, I don't think that's correct. Okay, so it looks as if
Expect flight level 340 Air Berlin 8722.
the Zulu time hasn't been changed yet. So I think that's about 12:39 we should arrive,
126.425.
not 11:39.
1823.
I have no idea how to change that. In fact, I don't think it's me that's got to change it. I think it's the actual system that's got to change it. Let me have a quick nosy. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, it's not me that's got to change it. That is interesting.
Air Berlin 8722. Please expedite your climb 14,000 feet.
Okay. Don't be too worried about this.
722 climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200 Air Berlin 8722.
In fact, I will keep an eye on it because that speed is dropping. That is interesting. Okay. So what I've noticed with the LatinVFR models is that when you climb, the speed drops. I'm not entirely sure why, but then when it levels out, the speed then comes back up again. It's a strange way of doing it, if I'm honest.
Following 1882 descend and maintain 8,000.
It's a very, very strange way of doing it. But we'll continue to climb anyway. It's either that or the nose is pitched very high. But again, that is not anything to do with my inputs. That's all down to just the way that the flight model is. Flight time, we're probably looking at just over 2 hours from Berlin to Barcelona. Yeah, just over 2 hours from Berlin to Barcelona. So, if you want to, I'll bring it up on screen. It shouldn't kill the game now. Let's see if it works. There you go. If you want to track it, that is what you can find. If you're on Volanta, you can find this flight number. And you can also track the progress if you don't want to track the bar there or the miles to go. And of course, if you are there, you can give me a lovely little ad as well. So as we continue to climb to 20,000 feet, the speed is staying at about 220, which is very odd. But like I said, it's all down to do with the model of LatinVFR, who coincidentally have also released the A320 as well, CEO version, yesterday. So that'll be quite interesting. Got excuse me, yet another A320 model. Finally. Right, just bear with me, everybody. Just got a couple of things I need to do. I've just heard that, so I'm going to do that in a sec. Okay. Why does it say Palma de Mallorca there? It's because if for whatever reason you're doing like a VATSIM flight and you need to divert, that gives you your alternative airport. When you do a flight or you create a flight on SimBrief, SimBrief will always give you an alternative airport just in case you need to divert somewhere. Very rare that you need to do it on the game. Should just turn that brightness up. That might help. Whoa! Check that nose out. Holy crap! All right, let's get that nose down a bit. Not sure why it does that. It's a very, very strange thing. So yeah, so it's just a basic an alternative airport in case you need to divert. That's all it is. So far, so good. We're looking at a... Okay, so the time it's telling us is about 10... Oh, have they changed it now? No, they can't have done because it's 10. Right, yeah, so they reckon about 20 past 1. You have to put an hour on that Zulu time because they haven't changed it yet. But that's because we're also not going at the right speed yet. Because we are still climbing. So yes, like I said, once we get to cruise, I will have a quick chat with everyone and get some things off my chest because I feel like it's needed right now. something that's been needed to be said for a while.
Boeing Delta Alpha Delta descend and maintain 2,400 feet.
Volanta will tell you that there's 2.5 hours left, but again, we're not hitting the correct speed at the minute because of the climb.
Descend and maintain 2,000
Quick look outside.
feet. Boeing Delta Alpha Delta.
Got a bit of traffic passing with us. We can set the barometrics now to standard as well. Just seen your next flight for next week for Air Seychelles from Port Louis to Victoria. Yes. Mauritius to Seychelles next week on the 320neo, which I think should be a lot of fun. I think it'd be nice to do something a little bit different in a different part of the world that I've not even been to yet when I've been playing it offline. So what I'm hoping to be able to do as well is, if I can do it, is to bring it up on Volanta and then do the screenshots again. So you know, when we looked at the screenshots that other people have put, it's kind of what I'm aiming for. It's just that nose that's going up. That's why the speed is being kept the way it is. I can't do anything about that. Again, it's just a model. So I'm hoping that the A320, once it's actually been got,
722 climb and maintain flight level 340. Contract 7, tree 8, contact, approach on 126.175. Good day.
take the climb up,
Climb and maintain flight level 340.
and then we should level out, and then we should actually get to the speed that we need to be. Like I said, there's nothing I could do. Even if I took the selected speed off, it still wouldn't go, still wouldn't hit the full speed yet. Well, landing challenge is back again. Not just yet. No, not just yet.
Ryanair 90751 traffic is 10 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 350 Emperor. Report them in sight.
Alright, so the aircraft is still climbing. We're climbing to 34,000 feet now, which is of course going to be our cruise. Just let it get up to where it needs to be. So we've got 737 nautical miles to go. Again, don't be fooled by the time at the moment. Once we level out at cruise, it will get to the speeds we want it to be, about 270 knots, and be able to do its thing then. Oddly enough, the 320neo doesn't have this issue. So, but I wasn't going to use a 320neo on this flight because obviously Air Berlin didn't have any. So the engines will power down. What are we at now? 28. So we're climbing. Once we've
Ryanair 896 traffic is 2 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 360 Airbus. Report them in sight.
once we finish the climb, we'll be on track.
440 traffic is 2 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 370, Boeing 737.
So, let us know what you're doing today, or in fact over this weekend. And if you're into the kind of thing, happy WrestleMania weekend. Are you going to be up watching both nights of WrestleMania? One night of WrestleMania?
Air Canada 887 heavy traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles.
Let us know what you're up to this weekend. And of course, let us know what the weather's like as well. It's been a bit crap over the last few days. We've had flash floods down this way.
Austrian 65 heavy traffic is 12 o'clock, 4
So,
miles at flight
yeah, let me know how it's been for you guys
321. Report them in sight.
as well. So speed is starting. I mean, it looks like it's going up. It's actually going down at the moment because we are climbing still. But that will even itself out. So I'm not concerned at the minute.
Report them in sight.
I'm not concerned at the minute.
Austrian 65 heavy cover traffic.
Max is off for the Easter break, so you can watch me every time now,
With air 1071 traffic
which is
in
good.
sight.
Yeah, of course it's Easter now, isn't it, for those that are at school. Should hit cruising very, very shortly. Speed of the aircraft should then start to pick up. $34,000 feet should be fine. What are we doing for the podcast tomorrow? I'll let you know in a minute. Thanks to the wonderful generosity of those that became members last week, and the incentive of that, as well as, of course, trying to make sure at the same time that everything arrives. Which is kind of the important thing. Like, everything needs to arrive. I've been told something is arriving tomorrow. So it's going to be real sort of touch and go with it. But I'll let you know in a minute once we hit cruising and once the speed of the aircraft starts to increase.
Going to 119.825 Ryanair 1470.
But it should be a fun one tomorrow, I think. I've got no idea how it's going to go. It can either go really well or it can go terribly wrong. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'll mention in a sec what we're doing.
Air Berlin 8722 traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 340, Boeing 777. Report them in sight. Austrian 65 heavy traffic is 2 o'clock, 4 miles
Okay.
at flight level 315 Airbus. Report them in sight.
Air Berlin 8722 have the traffic.
Feel like I need to see what that says.
Austrian 65 heavy traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 360 Airbus. Report them in sight. Lufthansa 2440 traffic is 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Greetings to Inda. I'm going to butcher your name. Sorry about this. Sumajadi. Inda Sumajadi. I think. If I've butchered your name, I apologise. But yeah, good. Oh, good afternoon to you from Indonesia. Hope you're well. We're just about to hit 34,000 feet. If you haven't done already. So that speed should now start to go up. Hopefully. English, please. No, well, no. I mean, it's not an issue. It's not an issue. Just I got Google Translate. That's what it's there for. No, everyone's welcome. It's fine. It's all good. Right. I've got a feeling we may have to possibly go down to. In fact, I probably am. I'm going to stick it to 33,000. Because that speed is slowly going, but I think we need to take it down maybe one more. Just seen. Fantastic. I think I just seen you pop up on Instagram Live. You did. You did. Let's get this down to 1,000 feet. Eventually. And then, once we're cruising, I will then get a couple things off my chest.
Berlin Center, Air Berlin 8722. Request flight level 330.
Oh boy, turbulence. New feature to the game. Realistic turbulence. We've just hit it. Alright, let's crank this. Get this aircraft down to 33,000 feet. We have hit turbulence. So they've also in the sim update, they've added like realistic, realistic turbulence type thing, and you can turn on. I think it's like low, realistic, or you can have it off completely. I turned it on to realistic. What you're seeing right now is realistic. This is the realistic turbulence that you are experiencing right now. You can turn on like the shake as well, but I'd rather I didn't, because I think it'll probably make my eyes go funny. So we've hit turbulent air at the moment. I'm just wondering, because we can initiate that again, can't we? So they've got it at 223. So can I crank that to like 270? And then can I put... Would that work or no? No. Alright. That's not an issue. So what will happen is now I can take it off. And we'll crank the speed up ourselves. Don't normally have this issue, but I'm having it today. So we'll manually judge the speed for ourselves. I'm not sure why I'm getting that issue, if I'm honest. But yeah, hopefully now
127.6 Air Berlin 8722. Center Air Berlin 8722, flight level 330.
Now we should be.
Air Berlin 8722 Center, continue to August as planned.
I mean, it's climbing ever so slowly. Didn't have this issue yesterday. I flew a A319 from LAX to Bozeman. I didn't have this issue with the speed at all. Oh, mind you, it's climbing now, so it's fine. Might be alright. We'll manually do the speed. It'll be fine. Won't let the computer hold it. I think because we are hitting a turbulent bit of air. Oh my god. Yeah, turbulent bit of air. So you can literally, if we look go the outside, you can see just how much the plane is rocking. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right. So time to get a couple things off my chest. So firstly, the first thing I wanted to do is to obviously thank everybody that became a member last week. So because of the wonderful generosity of Jeanette McKenzie and Bruce, I think it was, gifting subs out to people, and we over-exceeded with the members' goal. I'm going to be doing tomorrow's show. So tomorrow's show is what I'm calling like a drop-in, and like I said, it could either go one way or another. It can either be, it can go well, or it could be terrible, depending on obviously what happens. So yeah, so there's that. And because of the generosity of everybody, I have ordered myself, as requested by those that, you know, I said if we hit a certain number of members, then I would do the show in fancy dress. And the hot topic that came up was when me and Wayne were talking about model, you know, how you clean the models and things like that. We say we use a makeup brush. And so the topic that came up in regards to what I would do the show in was cabin crew. So so I've ordered a cabin crew outfit and a wig, and they should hopefully be turning up today. And I will do the show in fancy dress tomorrow, with a full face, of course, of makeup as well, because you know, you've got to go big or go home. So I'm doing that tomorrow for the drop-in. Basically, I'll drop a link so that people can join me in the chat, and yeah, just people could just pop in as and when to talk about anything that they want to bring up about aviation, old or new. So there is that. I will probably put the or schedule it a little bit later on today. The second thing I wanted to bring up, and one that's annoyed not just me but a lot of the team as well, I'm half tempted to drop names, because I feel like I have to at this point, because like herpes, you think you get rid of it and it just keeps coming back, right? So there is one person in particular who has been brought to my attention that has outed the podcast, or outed us as a team, for mental health stuff, okay? And initially when I saw it, I had a giggle and I said to myself, that's obviously not what's happened. But I feel like now needs to be the time to kind of not so much nip it in the bud, but it's kind of a time to respond, because what was said in this video, and I'll mention who it was in a minute, because I feel like I said, names need to be mentioned, especially after what's been happening. But I'll mention it in a second. There's a video of this one person that has said that our ways of doing things has affected mental health. Now, as somebody that experiences it, and members of the team also experience it as well, we sat there and we were outrightly raged by the, we were outraged by the accusations and the way that everything supposedly had gone down. So what else has happened this week with the team is that a few team members are getting stalked. Okay, and it's of course affecting mental health. So it's pot calling kettle black, and I feel like it is time for me to kind of be like, here's the culprit, here's what you need to know, okay, and then the rest is all down to you lot. So you lot can make up your minds as and when. Okay, we used to have a moderator. Okay, we used to have a moderator who's now no longer with us, pulled out because there is no need for it. Okay, there is no need for you to be stalking various members, female members of our team. Okay, so here's the deal with what's happened. Okay, we were all as a team, we were all supportive of him and everything that he was doing, until one day we saw something that we weren't particularly sure was the right thing to do. Okay, not going to go into it, it's politics, YouTube will flag it. We told him not to do it, and apparently we were bullying him, and I was like, if literally, if you don't do it, you are going to be subject to a load of hate. And we sat there and we were like, we're literally looking out for you, because if we leave you to it, you're going to get absolutely rinsed. So what happened is that was taken out of context, because he claimed he liked a particular country that's currently not in everyone's good books at the minute. Make of that what you will. And so apparently his mental health has been affected. Let me tell you, I'm going to look you straight in the eye. Okay, let me tell you what you are doing, okay, to our team members. Okay, you want to sit and preach about how mental health is not good enough and everything else like that, but what you're doing is you're stalking people you don't follow and you've never had an interaction with. That's stalking. That's not good enough. Okay, so rather than you sit there and call us out as a team, we are calling you out for your bullshit. Okay, so you've been called out on it from several people and you've yet to respond, which makes you guilty as anything. Okay, so make of this what you will. You can report this, you can do what you like. Okay, you do what you like with it, but you do not sit there and you do not stalk members of the team, because of how we are doing our thing, and we are all a close-knit, almost like family, close-knit family, whilst you are out there in the open still looking around for somebody to fit in with, but you can't fit in with anybody. So this is down to you. Okay, so we are calling you out because we've seen the video, and I'm sitting there saying to you that what you said in your video is bullshit. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say on that. That's legit all I'm saying on that. Stop stalking or we will report you. Literally. That's how far it's gone. Okay? That's how far it's gone. I will report you, not just to YouTube, not just to Instagram, not just to anybody, but I will report you to the higher ups. Okay? I will report you to the higher ups, because stalking is not acceptable. And whilst you sit there and say that we're affecting your mental health, you're doing it back to us. And we haven't even affected your mental health at all. So make of that what you will. That's the end of that. Okay, that's the end of that rant. I've needed to get that off my chest for probably the last few days. And I'm going to repeat this tomorrow when there are more people watching. Okay? Because obviously right now, Speedbird, SDTV are on, whatever, right? More people need to know about this, and more people need to know what you're like. And I'm not going to sit and hold back. This is my channel, and we are doing this as a team, okay? And I'm not having you affect our team members by doing your bullshit. So, again, make of that what you will. You can sit there and slag us off for, rinsing your mental health, but what you're doing is you've taken a nuclear bomb and dropped it straight on our mental health, especially our female members. as well by stalking them, and I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong on so many levels. So you either stop, or you've got a lot of opportunities to try and sort yourself out before I go and report you to literally every single social media platform that there is out there. And trust me, I will do it. So, ball's in your court now, boy. See what you do. Right, anyway, rant over. Back to the flying. We are at 217 knots. I needed to get that off my chest. Apologies. I was getting really into that then. Really into that. But I've had to say it for a while because it's been affecting people so bad. So bad, right? So I needed to get that off my chest for a while. And again, I'm going to repeat this tomorrow on the podcast as well. So more people get to hear about it. So yes, there you go. So we're at 217 knots. We should be arriving just after 12:30 into Barcelona. 600 nautical miles to go. Hello to Gail and Caitlin, who are currently in Doha. So hope you're well. Not mentioning anything, but yeah, there you go. So if you missed the run, listen to it back later, or I'll do the exact same thing tomorrow. I will do the exact same thing tomorrow on the podcast where more eyes are on it and more ears are open. So Volanta tells us we have an hour and 23 minutes to go. I'm sure you will. I'm still waiting for it to arrive, by the way. I'm just waiting for an email to say that it's on its way. Supposedly some of it's coming today and some of it's coming tomorrow, and it's the stuff that's coming tomorrow that I'm more concerned about. So it's yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. See what happens. We will be dropping in. Yes, there'll be a link. There'll be a link for you to drop in. MaxJet TV Live says rant. Yeah, it was a rant. I needed to get it off my chest. Again, I will do the same tomorrow, but probably go in a little bit more as well. Kind of want to keep it like flight simulated at the moment. But needed to get it off my chest because it's, you know, the way it's affecting people at the minute, like, it's not good. It's not good at all.
Going to 120.65, Sun Express 188.
Awesome, loving the flight sim though. Yes, there's the outside. Let's go for a bit like that sort of thing. It's a wonderful sim when it works. When it doesn't work, it's it's a pain in the ass. But thankfully, it's working at the moment. So I'm going to bring up Volanta shortly, and we'll go through people's screenshots because we like doing that, and we used to do that before the sim decided that it was going to crash. Call it like rate my screenshot or something. Even though it's not my screenshot. Caitlin says that is so cool. I'm trying to get you to buy it, so you can come and join her, like join me and Ian as well. I know me and Ian are going to be doing a flight afterwards. I think not streaming it, but we're going to do like a multiplayer game as well. Probably just do some mucking about. I think. Mucking about over like in the Caribbean islands or something like that. Maybe the Alps. Ian, if you're watching, I know you are, because you said you were watching on your iPad. Any ideas? Any ideas for what we can do? Right, let's do it. Let's bring up Valanta. And let's have a look at some screenshots. Now this is another test because I'm going to wait and see if it crashes. I don't think it should. But we'll go for it. So let's get rid of what we're doing and let's have a look at some screenshots from around the world. Anyone that's in green, that's interesting. Kerno Flyer, good to see ya. Don't see many people flying out of Nuki on this game, so I can respect that. Nuki to Boston on BA120, nice. Anyone that's in green, of course, is a friend on Valanta as well. So there you go. There's some ideas. For example, Chewy94, very well-known flight simmer. Pilot Stud as well, Flight Sim News. Max is there as well. I know he likes to keep up with what I'm doing, and then I say a few YouTubers there as well. Alright, first one up. Here we go. What are we thinking? What are we thinking to this one? Don't you need a computer set up for Flight Sim? Not necessarily. It's on like Xbox, things like that. It's on Xbox as well, so it's easier to play on there sometimes as well. But yeah, like I say, I use PC, but yeah, Ryanair on the PMDG 737. I've got a few shots like this actually on the sim. I'm gonna drop it a like. I quite like that. Give it a like. Let's go for someone in the UK. Let's go for this one here. Another 737 in West Atlantic. I know, I'm fairly certain Ian's a big fan of this. I think he is. I'm sure he is. Max, Tom, I heard that the PMDG 737 is coming to Xbox in late April. You would hear correct. It is indeed coming to the Flight Sim on the Xbox, thanks to, what's the damn thing called? WASM, I think it is, or something, which allows it to be integrated, you know, like PC stuff to be integrated then for the Xbox. Won't be free. Don't expect it to be free because it won't be. I mean, it will cost you probably about, I mean, it's been out for a while now. And it cost about, I'm trying to think, I think the first one that came out was the 737-700, and that was about 70 pounds, I think. This cost a little bit less than that. I think it's about 45, but because it's been out for a while, it may be a lot less. It might be a lot less, I'm not sure. But I quite like this. Quite like this as well. I do like this livery. I've seen this up at East Midlands. And it is wonderful. Ian says, I use a Series X and it's smooth as butter, like my landings. April Fools. April Fools. But yeah, what do we think? I'm going to give it a like. Give it a like, why not? I can dig that. Let's go for the west coast of France at Nantes. I want to say again, this is PMDG 737. There's a lot of 737 flyers today. But yeah, quite like that. The only gripe I have, right? The only gripe I have with people like that do screenshots like this, it's not real time. So I'll do like a night flight in the evening, and then I see people that are flying in Europe and it's like daytime, and I'm just like, it puts me off like wanting to like the photo. However, I can get behind that because it's the PMDG 737, which is also my favourite plane to fly on the game. So I can get behind that. So give that a cheeky like. Let's go to Romania. That's the Diamond DA62, I believe. I want to say somewhere over Romania. Caitlin's a big fan of the cockpit picture. Max is about to land at Gatwick. Caitlin also forgot it was April Fool's. There was a good one that I saw that somebody put on, I forget which page it was. They said that the Landor 747 was positioning into Heathrow. Oh, didn't believe it, obviously. Let's go for another Ryanair. Split scimitars this time, so I can totally get behind that. Whoa! Whoa! Alright, hold on, let's get rid of Atlanta quick. We've just had this pass right over us. That's interesting. But yes, split scimitars on the Ryanair 737. Do love the flying the 737 PMDG. Like I think before they tell you it takes about like 40 minutes for you to kind of like start the whole thing up, but once you get the idea in your head, it takes about 10, and it's wonderful to fly. Very comfortable, very easy. Ryanair split scimitars gets a like. Lovely stuff. Alright, where should we go next? Let's go to... Have we done that one? We've done that one. Let's do this one. Sim's holding up well, which is good. Like it. This one. This is the Phoenix A320, which I'm not a massive fan of, if I'm honest. Not sure why. I'm just not. I don't know if it's because when it taxis, it over taxis. So when you are turning it to the right and then you want to go into the left, it continues to go to the right and then goes to the left. I don't know if there's a fix for that, but it flies okay. But it's the Belgian Red Devils. It's too red. I like it. I think they're playing with Ultra as well because the clouds look a lot sharper. But I quite like it. I like that screenshot. It's decent. Gets a like. What else we got? Let's go further down. Let's go to this one here. Sandstorm. For copyright reasons, I will not hum Darude. I won't. I'm not doing it because I'll get struck. I'll get struck otherwise. I'm trying to think. That's also a 737. Decent. Right, zoom out a bit more. Got a few over this way. Any in Qatar? Let's have a look. Quite like this one. 350 yet to come to Flight Sim 2020, but there is talks that it's supposed to be with us by the end of the year, I think. Supposed to be getting an A350 by the end of the year, which would be nice. Any in Qatar? No. Although, if we zoom in on Doha, there are a few people here.
Air Berlin 8722 have the traffic.
Skyhawk and an A320. My guess is that they've just loaded in. But no screenshots as of yet. What else we got? We got this one here. Nice. Another PMGG 737 screenshot. Like it. Like that a lot. There you go. Now we can compare. All right, we can compare. Do we like the? I think it's Negakuru. I think it is. Or I think it's called Negakuru livery. That's on the 737, or do we like the other one that's on the A350 in the background? None compared to the older one, of course, but I'm a Negakuru kind of guy. I think it's called that. I'm not sure. Which one? 737 or 350? Which livery? I'm going to drop it a like because I think that's a decent picture. Gail says 737. First one. Which one's that? 737? First one? It's very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Very, you can just, if you watch very closely, you can see my brain ticking over and nothing happening. I'm trying to think of what it is. No, I can't think. Can't think what it is. Not a clue. Not a clue. Don't know. Don't know. Let's quickly move on. We got somebody in Greenland. I don't like these cropped versions. I don't. I hate them because it takes the quality down. But that's Air Greenland and their A330. Shoot. Thank you for clarifying, Gail. Thank you. Must be that Doha air that's just, you know. But yeah. Let's come out of that. I'm not going to leave a like on that. Let's have a go with this one. Looks to me like the 737-600. Is that Nord? My eyes are going. Is it Nord Air? Yeah, it is. And it's got fantastic like graphics. I'll show. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to drop that one a like, and I'll show a couple of the ones that I've done that I've managed to see. There was one I did during the week. This one. Geneva to Dublin on the Aer Lingus now, so I did. That's what I was greeted with when I loaded the game up. So yeah, so I loaded the game up, and I think this was without the traffic to begin with, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like that's quite something." Have you seen my live schedule for tomorrow? I am doing Air Canada A320 from Heathrow to Halifax. It's a long way for an A320. Yeah, I thought that was stunning. Did you do an Air Algeria? I did. Let me show you. Hang on. Was at night time, so there is a screenshot there. That's the one. Can't really see it very well, but it is there. It is there. From Constantine. Yeah, Constantine to Nice, that one. Took about an hour or so, just after takeoff. If I go to my main profile. Yeah, this is the one I was on about. So yes, that was the one I was on about, and I still had a few shots like it. That was Eindhoven to Seville on Transavia. Just keep an eye on the flight here. I think we are doing alright. Aircraft's behaving as it should do. Very, very cloudy below where we are at the moment. And then this is obviously my most light picture at the minute. So, you know. Decent. That was Istanbul to Lyon. Very fun flight. Very nice. There you go. That is Volanta. So that's what you can do on Volanta, is you can literally keep an eye on people's screenshots or have a look and see where they're going. Or yeah, just have about as much fun as you like with it. We are currently, well, we're still in Germany, believe it or not. But we have got about an hour or so to go, or just over an hour, I should say. And we're coming into Switzerland very, very shortly. But you can't see that because there's loads of cloud below. So yes. But yeah, so at the moment it's all looking good. We'll do, like I said, I was using this as a test. We were about to go under a plane there.
126.225 Air Berlin 8722. Zurich Center Air Berlin 8722, flight level 330.
Lovely. Very nice. Yes, so tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow's a live drop-in as well. I'm most likely going to be immensely tired. I've got a friend request, bear with, from Captain... Oh, hello. I don't know who you are, but I'll take it. Yeah. Drop-in tomorrow. I'm going to be very, very tired from watching night 1 of WrestleMania tonight, which probably won't finish till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So good luck to me. But yeah, drop in tomorrow. There'll be a link that, like I say, people that have been on the show before, they know there's a link that you can use. Yeah, you just drop in with, like, as long as you've got a webcam. Drop in, come in for a chat about anything to do with aviation. I'm doing it in fancy dress, thanks to the generosity of everyone. Last week we hit the goal that was needed, and then we put a poll out yesterday, I think it was, on the Facebook page, which both Gail and Caitlin both encouraged for tomorrow. So all you got to do is hope that the Amazon man brings my stuff, because if he doesn't, I'm not doing it. Otherwise, I'd be sat here in like t-shirt and like, you know, just it. Yeah, it's not gonna be good. I've already got an opening skit as well ready for that. So, yes, absolutely. Get ready to do a safety demo. You got to teach me how to do it. You got to teach me how to do it. It's not so much safety demo. I think it's going to be more of a maybe like a welcome thing. I will do my research. Don't worry, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll come up with like a script or something. It'll be fine. I'm going to tell you the routes where the Wizz Air 787 in a bit. Okay. But yeah, do say hello if you're watching. Don't be afraid. Also drop a like as well. Helps the channel out a lot. And of course you become a new member on the channel as well by clicking the join button, and you will have a little well, especially during these types of streams anyway, you'll get a little notification come up on your screen say that you've done it, and a little animation will happen as well, and you'll be added to the end of the show / end of the stream / end of the podcast outro as a thank you. And of course you'll get your own personal shout outs like Benny did earlier this morning at the start of the shows. Ian's message to say about doing a flight in the Caribbean. I think we should do something wacky in the Caribbean. Like Caribbean, like, no. What am I thinking? Maybe storm chasing, I think. Storm chasing would be quite good. There was that tornado that went through America yesterday. Flight simmers love a good storm. Maybe we could try and find that or something. Or even... we can island hop somewhere. We'll have a think. We'll have a think. Yeah, if you want to join me and Ian afterwards, we'll have multiplayer on. You can find our names. I do need to change my name if I'm honest, because it's not representative of the thing, but it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, me and Ian are going to do some island hopping somewhere. If you're interested, let us know and we'll get you in as well. So yeah, so we're coming up to sort of the halfway point for the flight to Barcelona. As it stands, as of 36 minutes ago, it looks like it's now clear at Barcelona, so we should be in for a pretty straightforward arrival. So we're currently over, or we're just sort of north of Bern at the moment. Yeah, just north of Bern. What flight should I do next, says Max. Caitlin says, should I get it? Absolutely, 100%. Get the sim. We'll teach you. We'll teach you a few things. What flight should I do next? Maybe like London, Hong Kong or something in a Cessna 152. See how long it takes you. Gail says Funchal. Yeah, just throw some random stuff in there for Max to do some flights. I can see Max's reaction, by the way. He's just shook his head at the fact that I told him to do a Cessna 152 flight. Nothing wrong with the Cessna 152. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. I'm actually thinking about doing one myself, just not to Hong Kong. Like Bodmin to Oxford, I think. In a, what I downloaded the other day, like a Piper Cherokee or something like that. Nice little like VFR flight. Haven't done one of those yet. Quite like to do that. Right. Also, we know what we're doing now as well, don't we? Because it's that time where if we go to can we do it this way? Okay, we have to do it through. Hang on. Don't worry, we're not crashing, it's just the angle of which the camera's at. Fear not. It's not happening. Alright. You know what time it is. It's time to check who's on board. I think we know who's on board. Okay, so what I need to do, that might cause a little bit of issues for people's eyes. Hang on. Oh god, no, I didn't want that. Pressing all sorts now. No, that doesn't change anything. Alright, who's on board then? Let's have a look. Let me just change the damn camera speed. Drone speed. Alright, here we go. Alright, first up we have YouTube sensation Matt Cochran in the front row. That's you one day, Caitlin. We have YouTube star Matt Cochran in the first row. I know, he's wondering why he's on an Air Berlin flight. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, it's not the same dude as before, it's fine. Alright, who else we got? We've got Manchester City centre midfielder Ilkay Gundogan on board. We have some man talking to himself. Let's say his name is Max. There he is. You can tell he's a loyal customer. That is one hell of a beard. We've pointed it out several times on this channel. But that is a beard and a half. And a ponytail to match. Beautiful. We've got Graham Potter, the current Chelsea manager, on board with a very unhappy looking lady who apparently doesn't want to be shown on camera. Who else have we got? We've got what's her name? Who's that comedian? Oh God, the American lady. Who is she? Oh, I can't think of her bloody name. Oh, what's her name? Wait, where'd she go? Oh, she's there. What's her name? Catherine Ryan, that's her name. That's the one. She's there. She's on board. We'll call her Caitlin. Michelle Obama's on board. Lovely stuff. They should mix it up a little bit. She does not look impressed. In fact, what is she staring at? Oh, I feel like you two might need a moment if you're staring at... Okay, goodbye. There you go. That's the end of that. That's who's on board today's flight. Gail laugh. Caitlin laughing at... it's literally a case of just lookalikes. That's the other thing that the LatinVFR models are like. Because they have like passengers in the they're all the same, but they have passengers in the yeah, I know, I got the name wrong. I read the top bit and then yeah, don't at me. Don't at me. Okay, 59 minutes remaining on this flight. Arrival time is now looking at 12:44. Here are the routes from Wizz Air to bring the 787 to JFK, then Punta Cana, Gatwick to Singapore from April 7th. Good lord. Gatwick to Hong Kong, Gatwick to Los Angeles in one day. It's a lot of flying for one day. Yeah, that was my fault. I read Gail's name and then read the comment below. So, sorry. Sorry about that. Yes, so I've had my run. I'm going to do that again tomorrow. For more people to listen to. I feel it's a point that needs to be made and needs to be necessary. Good lord, there's more. Then Gatwick to Ho Chi Minh. I'm just going to read it as it is. Gatwick to Ho Chi Minh City from April 14th. Gatwick to Dubai. Gatwick to Tokyo. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I feel like I should do this sort of thing on Twitch. I think you can get away with a lot more on Twitch. I tried Twitch before when I had like when I broke my bone in my elbow. quite in, you know, it's quite interesting. You can get away with a little bit more than you can on YouTube. Excuse me. But yes. Also, if you missed it last week, last week's Sunday show with Model Mania, myself and Wayne, we announced a giveaway, which is still open as of right now. It will close at 7 PM this evening. to enter the giveaway for a 1400 Air India A321 model from Aero Classics. To enter that, all you're going to do is find that stream and comment makeup brush. You'll see in the comments people have put makeup brush in there. That's all you got to do to enter the giveaway is to type makeup brush in the comments, and the winner will be announced tomorrow on the show. Oh Lord, there's more. But wait, there's more. More Gatwick to St Martin, Gatwick to Toonto, Gatwick to Hanoi, Gatwick to Bridgetown, Toronto. Makeup. Yeah, don't put makeup brush in this one. Anyway, I'm sure you've already done it. You can't enter twice. It's not one of those competitions. Done it once, that's it. Don't do it more than once. And then it'll be drawn at random through the Wheel of Fate or the Spinning Wheel of Doom. Do I have enough people for that? I don't know if I've got enough people. I may have too many people for my Spinning Wheel of Doom, but I'll yeah, we'll get it done properly on the internet. You love makeup brushes. They're only good enough for cleaning models, and that's it. Because that's all I use them for. Don't use it for anything else. Don't use it for anything else. Can we have a Jack Rolls livery for Jack? On what? On what? Using it tomorrow though, right? Well, I mean, I do plan on dusting my models, yeah. I'm not going full face. Like, you think I got time to sit there and put a full face on? Not a chance. Tomalina. It's going to stick for a while, is the old Tomalina thing. Ian says he uses them for painting models. I know exactly where that's about to lead to, but go on. I know where it's about to lead to, but go on, you may as well. By the way, when I put down everyone's name that became members last week, it took me 20 minutes for each thing, and I also now have to recreate the outro for tomorrow as well. But it took me 20 minutes to put everyone's name onto a single thing to then create it as a thing. Outro type thing. I had to get it all out in place and at the right size and everything else. So thank you lot for giving me more work than I actually intended to have. Top leader of the cabin crew. Listen, you shush, right? You shush. You shush. But yes, if you are watching, give us say hello, drop a like, or if you're new around here, drop us a sub. All goes towards helping the channel. It's worth it, says Gail. Well, we'll see. The stuff's got to turn up first. That's what I'm more concerned about. So if I have a look on my Amazon thing, hang on. Right, so according to Amazon, what I've got, so one thing is coming today. One thing is coming today, and worryingly, the other thing. I wonder if I can do it. In fact, no, I can't. I won't show you. But the other thing is supposed to arrive tomorrow by 10 PM. So if that don't turn up, I can't do it until next week. I can't do it until the week after. Or if I can't do it tomorrow, I'll save it for the quiz. So don't at me. I ordered it on time, and they haven't like kept me up to date until now. And they've said, "Oh, one thing's coming tomorrow by 10 PM." I'm like, 10 PM's no good to me. So I'm either going to be doing it in fancy dress, or I'll just be doing it in normal clothing. So we'll see. Don't oi me. Don't oi me at all. I've got proof. I've got proof. Okay. I've got proof, and I'll show you. Okay. I'm not going to show you exactly what it is. Can you see that? No. Is the answer to that question. Can you? You can't see that at all, can you? It's going up now. It says 10 PM. 10 PM.
125.55 Air Berlin 8722.
Improvise. What am I going to improvise with? Can't improvise with anything. I bought it. It says it's arriving by 10 PM tomorrow. There you go. See? 10 PM. Whoa! Plane just jolted big time. Yeah, don't at me. Okay, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's Amazon's fault. If there's no outfit Snapchat, I will make up for it with Snapchats. Right? I will make up for it with Snapchats if there is no outfit. Okay? That's the only thing I'm waiting on tomorrow is the outfit. And then I will save it for the quiz because the quiz will be longer. In terms of that, I will... What we're doing... So there's... 6 people... Got 2 weeks to do before the thing. May start revealing the contestants for the quiz tomorrow. I think. Or at least reveal one of them. I would say. But anyway. Cruising at 33,000 feet, 270 knots. I feel like we could go maybe a little bit quicker. Will the plane allow us to do that or not? I'm going to say no. I mean, if it is, it's doing it slowly. Let's crank it back down. Crank it back down to 270. Anyway, you two, why are you watching me? You should be enjoying your holiday. You should be enjoying your holiday, not watching me. Right, so according to Volanta, 43 minutes left on the flight. We are currently over Grenoble. Okay. So, oddly enough, I've just had a notification. Too windy. So you left a windy UK to go to a windy Qatar. Girl's got a headache. We're out later. Partying, hopefully. Max, how was my landing? Don't know. I'll have to watch it back. I will have to watch it back. So yeah, over Grenoble at the moment. Volanta tells me there's a few people nearby, but I haven't got the multiplayer thing on. Gatby. What's Gatby? Leon to Timbuktu. Somebody flying to literal Timbuktu on GZND, which is apparently a 777-300. Is that right? Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, no screenshots, no nothing. Boring. Right. When are you doing Gatwick again? I will do it at some point. I have tested it. Gatwick does work. I flew the Embraer 195 from Virtual Coal, which I know it gets a lot of stick, but I quite enjoy it now. Quite enjoy flying it. But yeah, Gatwick works. I'm just hoping it works on the stream. I might try and test that maybe week after next. Oh no, week after next I'm not here. Yeah, week after next I'm not here, but I'll find a way of doing it just to test it. Bit warm, but it's warmer than the UK. Absolutely. It's Ramadan, so we're going to see. If I say that, I'm going to say that in such a way where it's going to sound really like wrong. Souk Wakif. Is that right? Are you going anywhere? If so, where are you going for it? I don't celebrate Ramadan. That's not for me to celebrate. That's I can't think of which religion is it. Because I also don't want to get butchered for that. That's interesting. I've also just seen someone is supposed to be flying. What? Vancouver to Heathrow, but they have overshot massively. They are currently heading towards Nice. Fascinating stuff. Kerno Flyer is off to Boston from Newquay. That's interesting. BA 120. Haven't flown a 787 for a while. Might do something like that later. Islam. That's it. Yeah, Islam. Don't want to offend anybody by getting it wrong. So 67% of the flight is done according to the flight dispatcher that I've got. So we are not far, I thought, from... Where are we now? So we're just south of Grenoble.
Descend and maintain flight level 330 Air Berlin 8722.
Did our plane just like... The plane suffered a little bit of a wobble. Again. Are you flying? I don't know. Don't know that. If he's talking to me or not. 261 nautical miles to go. Is that the same thing as what Volanta is saying? 261. Yeah, roughly the same. 261 left on the clock. So we're here for the landing, the taxiing, and the shutdown of engines, and that will be that. Have I got any plans to do Doha? I do. I actually do, believe it or not. We are flying Doha to Goa on Monday. Very nice. Flying a plane looks so cool. It is when you can literally sit there and pull it onto autopilot. And it does everything for you. It's wonderful. Easy. It's not. It's because it's entry level, not a study level. Yeah, it's fine. It's you know, the thing about the flight sim is literally you can either test yourself with study level planes, and by study level there are what they call functional checklists. So rather than going through what a pilot would do in real life, you just basically have a functional checklist which allows you to just get the plane running and essentially functional, hence why it's called a functional checklist. But yeah, you don't have to go through quite literally every single thing that someone's put, like a pilot would do in real life. You just, it's a functional checklist, and that's what I use for any of the study level planes. It's just a functional checklist of some kind. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Come and say hello if you are watching. Let's have a chat while we're still cruising. We have got 40 minutes or so roughly before we get to Barcelona. I think 35 minutes, I should say. Sorry, 35 minutes before we get to Barcelona. Of course, Volanta doesn't really give the approach either, so it's about 35-40 minutes before we hit Barcelona. How did the Flybe flight go from Gatwick? It's fine. I was just literally testing after I had the PC upgraded. I re-downloaded the scenery for Gatwick and tested it without streaming, obviously, and it ran fine. Yeah, it ran absolutely fine. In fact, is it Barcelona El Prat? Yes. It is that Barcelona, yes. LEBL. In fact, what I'll do is, while we're still cruising, we've got a bit of time. Let's bring up Volanta again. And go through. These are the ones that... So I was testing it to recreate the flight that I took, which was Flybe. Not the same registration, unfortunately, but yeah, Flybe 803, Jersey 803 and Jersey 804. And it was fine. It was fine. That was takeoff. So that was after we took off from Newquay and did a right-hand bank to line up, with what we need to get towards Gatwick. There was also the turn there as well. Can't think of what that would be. You think I should? I think that's somewhere like. I think. This is like St Ives. I think. I might be wrong. You'd think living down in the southwest I should know this sort of thing, but no. So it was that. It was a nice buttery landing. Minus 108 feet per minute. And then the return leg was absolutely fine as well, even though we smashed it into... It didn't go very well, this one, admittedly. So I was just trying to get used to it still. But that was the takeoff out of Gatwick. And this was not long after the turn was completed.